Shabbos, Chol, HaMoed, Pesach. Ideas in the realm of Gematria from the Chag and Daf Yomi for the Geulah. This Shabbos, we are in the middle of Pesach, so we don't have a reading from the weekly Parsha, but we have a special reading. So this will be a simple idea about the general time of Pesach, leaving Egypt to eventually receive the Torah 49 days later. Our daily daf is found in Tractate Bava Metzia 58. The sugya, meaning the subject being discussed, is the topic of ona'ah, which means price exploitation or overcharging. This is the text on 58b. The Mishnah teaches, Rabbi Yehuda says, also in the case of one who sells a Torah scroll, a pearl, or an animal, those items are not subject to the halachot of exploitation. It is taught in a Braita that Rabbi Yehuda says, also in the case of one who sells a Torah scroll, it is not subject to the halachot of exploitation, as there is no limit to its value. It is the Torah of God, which is priceless. An animal and a pearl are not subject to the halachot of exploitation, because a person seeks to pair them. An animal is paired with an animal of similar strength so that they can be yoked together to work the field. A pearl is paired with a similar pearl to fashion jewelry. Since there is a need to obtain a specific variant of these items, one is not particular about the price. In the holiday of Pesach, we celebrate the freedom and liberation from slavery in Egypt that God did, and we know that this freedom from slavery was so that we could be free to serve Hashem, which is the main purpose, or at least one of the main purposes of the Torah, which was given at Mount Sinai 7 weeks later. If we look carefully at the words of the Mishnah and the Braita, we will notice a few things. There is the word Torah scroll, Sefer Torah, which can lead us to think about the Torah that we were to receive after leaving Egypt. And two, we see two items in the Mishnah and the Braita that are items that the Bnei Israel got from Egypt. They left with great wealth from the Egyptians, which included livestock, and that would be like comparable to the word animals in the Mishnah, and precious stones, pearls, that also is comparable to wealth that the Bnei Israel would have received from Egypt as they left. If we look really carefully, we will see in the Braita that the words Sefer Torah, Torah scroll, and that idea is explained individually, whereas behema umargolis, meaning the behema, the animal, and margolis and precious stones, are grouped together and explained together. There seems to be a clear explanation in simple understanding and Gematria. We have been freed from slavery, and that came along with physical and material blessings, animals and pearls, and of course the Sefer Torah, which represents the Torah. But what is the most important and by far the greater gift was the spiritual blessing of the Torah, which we were to receive 7 weeks later. This idea works out beautifully in Gematria. The reason given in the Braita that there is no ona'ah, no price exploitation for a Sefer Torah, is that there is no limit to its value. Those words in Hebrew are ein kates l'dameha. And in Mispar Seder Gematria, there's a certain type of Gematria called ordinal Hebrew Gematria. This is where you count the letters. Aleph is 1, Beis is 2, Gimel is 3. But when you get to Yud, you don't go by tens. You just keep going in order. Like Yud is 10, Kaf is 11, Lamed is 12, etc. If you do it like that, it's called Mispar Seder or Mispar Siduri. If you do Mispar Seder, Mispar Siduri, the words Sefer Torah have a numerical value of 105. And there's a law of kololim, which means that if you add them together, the sum can give you another point. That means that Sefer Torah could give you a sum total of 106. And the words ein Kates Dameha actually have an exact numerical value in Mispar Seder of 106. So that means that Sefer Torah has truly Ein Kates Dameha. It's literally the same number. They're both 106. And that's why it's separate. They say the Torah Ein Kates Dameha, but when it comes to the animal and the pearl, they say the reason, because you compare them together, but they are like, they say, Behema Umargolis. By the Sefer Torah, it says it by itself, and that's very clear why. Because it's the only thing that is really, truly priceless. Another really nice Gematria that I heard recently from someone, a friend of mine, is that the words that the Bnei Yisrael said when they received the Torah at Mount Sinai are Nasiv and Nishma. Those words, Nasiv and Nishma, have a numerical value of 891. And the words in Hebrew for Exodus of Egypt, which is Yetzias Mitzrayim, have a numerical value of exactly, Yetzias Mitzrayim means the Exodus, they have a numerical value of exactly 891. Have a great Shabbos and Moadim L'Simcha.